Well, I may not have been born back in 1975 at this time, but on this day in 1975, we had a very, very unusual event that took place in England in particular. Thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of Hogan's European Outlook. It's the 2nd of June, of course, and on this day, back 48 years ago, we had a very rare and unusual event take place. We had a disruptive snow event that actually cancelled a lot of county cricket matches across parts of England on this day in 1975. So this is a little piece produced by the Met Office looking back at that widespread June snow event. Wouldn't it be amazing if we seen this in this day and age with, of course, social media? How crazy would this be if this was actually to happen now? But yeah, sleet and snow was reported in East Anglia and the Midlands, and even penetrated as far south as the London area. This was the first time since 1888 that snow and sleet had been reported as widely so far south during the summer months, of course. Several county cricket matches were abandoned due to snow. The most notable were between Essex and Kent at Castle Park, Colchester, and between Derbyshire and Lancashire at Buxton, where we had as much as 3 centimetres of snow on the ground. Also caused chaos in the A47, I believe. Strong to gale force winds, occasionally severe on the coast, occurred in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Many places reporting gusts in excess of 40 knots. So the top temperature was actually 15 degrees Celsius at Heathrow. Highest wind gusts, Benbeck, 81 mile an hour, with a 74 mile an hour at the Tyree, and Balpatrick Forest, or Bulpatrick Forest, I believe that's in Northern Ireland, 69 miles per hour. But the top temperature, 15.4 at Heathrow, and the lowest temperature was minus 3.3 at Glen Eagles. I thought that was actually, it says Tayside, I actually thought Glen Eagles would be more Perthshire, but maybe I'm wrong about that. So yeah, very, very interesting event, of course, that took place back on this day 48 years ago. What's ironic, slightly, if you want to say that word, is the fact that we had a temperature this morning of minus 2.6. That is the coldest temperature recorded in the UK for the month of June, believe it or not, in 11 years. You have to go back to 2012, where the temperature reached minus 3 point. Let me see. Just bear with me 1 second here. So actually, back in 2021, we recorded a temperature down as low as minus 2.4 Celsius. That was at Altnahara. And what was impressive about that temperature was it was actually the day after the solstice. So it was the 22nd of June back in 2021, and the temperature reached minus 2.4. That was the coldest temperature in the UK for the month of June since 2012. I did see frost that morning. My truck temperature, the gauge on the dashboard, was reading minus 2. For the 22nd of June, that's very, very impressive indeed. But it was beaten this morning by a temperature of minus 2.4 Celsius, or minus 2.6, I beg your pardon. It was minus 2.4 a couple of years ago in June. But that minus 2.6 is the coldest temperature for a non-mountain location in 11 years for the British Isles. So isn't that very interesting indeed? So that 2012 temperature was, let me see here, just bear with me, sorry folks. That was the coldest temperature. Can I see it? I did see it a second ago. Yeah, so the temperature back in 2012 reached minus 3.5 at Loch Liscarnock. That's impressive for the 5th of June 2012. Like I say, minus 2.6 this morning. And we've had some very interesting stuff going on yesterday. Minus 7.7 Celsius at 1,000 metres above sea level in northern Finland. That is provisionally the lowest June temperature on record for Finland. So there's some pretty impressive stuff going on at the moment with regards to cold as opposed to warm in northern portions of Europe. And indeed, our friend Maximiliano Herrera retweeted this here. There was a temperature in parts of the Baltic region here. So this is, of course, Estonia, where the temperature reached minus 3.3, breaking a June record low and just 0.2 Celsius from the national record for Estonia. So this was recorded this morning. Finland yesterday, besides the national record, also recorded lows at minus 3.4 and minus 0.5. I'm assuming that's further south in the Baltic region. So yeah, some impressive cold indeed. Let's have a look at the 850 temperatures actually and see what it's showing here. So we've got relatively cooler aloft, clear skies, light winds. You get the script. That was the reason why we're seeing temperatures across the north drop below freezing this morning. Really from Murray through Roshar, up into Solent, up into Caithness, we had temperatures below freezing this morning. But this is the reason why we're seeing those record low temperatures in parts of Scandinavia, northern Finland, as well as the Baltic region. We've got some fairly cold air at 850 over Scandinavia at the moment here, warmer confined to the south. And wouldn't be surprised if we see another couple of very cold temperatures in the next few days here. Looking back at the overview chart here, this is a very short and sweet video today. I apologise for that. But you can see here that the continuation of showers and thunderstorms across southern Europe, up the eastern side of the Europe as well. Area of high pressure across the UK, across Scandinavia, across the Baltic region. Hence why we've seen the cold temperatures, of course, in the last couple of mornings. But very little in the way of change over the next several days here. That area of high pressure continues to stay overhead. So like I say, with clear skies and light winds tonight, we may see the temperatures coming back down close to the same value. Maybe not quite as cold, but certainly quite cold nonetheless for early June. That area of high pressure stays anchored just to the northwest of the UK, as you can see here. But as we progress through the course of the week here, folks, what we are going to see is the potential, especially mid to late next week, literally bone dry up until about Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then I think we are going to see a little bit of a subtle change, and that area of high pressure may start to weaken. We may start to see the upper column start to cool. We may lose that cap, and therefore we may start to see a little bit of a trigger of showers, thunderstorms, and rainfall over the Highlands in particular during the middle and second half of next week. You notice here that we are starting to see this area of low pressure start to lift a little bit further north. And this is what I'm saying here, the potential as we move towards day 10 of June for some subtle changes, more disturbed weather trying to lift northwards up towards the UK. So we'll watch this space. I think we do have some subtle changes taking place as we push towards the middle and second half of next week. So stay tuned for that. No video tomorrow. I tend to take Saturday off, but I will have a global weather and climate report edition 44 on Sunday. I'm excited to do that video. There's a lot of things, very weird, wacky stuff going on around the world with regards to weather, whether it be flash floods in the Middle East, whether it be temperatures in excess of 42 Celsius, way up, above I think it's like 6,000 feet. We're seeing ridiculous heat in parts of China in mountain locations. We're also seeing record-breaking cold in parts of Pakistan. We're seeing drought in one place. We're seeing typhoons in another place. You name it, we've got it. Keep it right here on my YouTube channel because I'm going to share all that with you this upcoming summer Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend coming up, and I'll see you again on Sunday with the Global Weather and Climate Report. Bye for now.